here.
And Wesley.
And welcome back to our This Is Us episode review. Our thoughts on tonight's episode of This Is Us titled What Now? And I guess this was another really emotional episode.
Yeah, Nick cried the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. Obviously, so we're still dealing with the death of William in the last episode. And we're seeing all the characters and how they feel about it. And we got to see his memorial in the episode, as well as a little bit of a flashback with him to right before they left for Memphis. And there's a lot of stuff going on with Kevin, with his official opening night for his play, and a lot going on with Kate as well. So, Amy, what were some of the things that stood out to you in this episode that you liked a lot?
I liked that Randall quit his job.
Me too.
I liked all the things that William left, and I loved the end, which I totally called, when he left something for Beth, because, they made it seem like
she was left out. Yeah.
But, of course, he did tell her he was going to send her a postcard, too.
I know.
So I'm glad they did it that way, because it was kind of like,
too.
You didn't really pay attention to that. It didn't seem important, and then they made it important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how Kate feels responsible
for Jack's death.
Jack's death. I don't like the promo for next episode because I think that they're faking us out again. I think that's going to be like previously he drove drunk, but they said that no one would guess how he died, so I really don't think they would tell us.
Especially spoiling us in a promo, because they've, for this episode's promo, they made it seem like Jack could potentially be cheating.
I really don't think they would have told us.
Yeah, and in this episode, he moved that girl's hand away from his thigh. He's like, "Stop! I'm a married man. You're embarrassing yourself."
My number one thing is that he needs to at least make it to Kate before he dies, because I'm gonna be pissed if I die on bad terms. I'm already pissed that he's gonna die. Or make it to Rebecca. What did I say?
Kate.
Oh God, please don't.
Well, he could go to see Kate too.
But I want him to make it to Rebecca, because that would really suck if they didn't fix things before he died.
And then I was like the closing minutes of the episode were happening, and you saw him driving away. I'm like, he better not die. He better not die. He better not die. Where is he?
I just saw his head. He was climbing on the...
Oh, there he is. Yeah, what we're talking about.
Jack dying.
Yeah, so I'm not emotionally prepared for it, especially since we literally just lost William, who was one of the emotional anchors of the show this season, and there's Wesley in the background drinking some water.
Hey, that's mine. Wesley. No.
Wesley.
That's mine. Okay, sorry.
That's alright. Yeah, and I feel like in this episode, as she said earlier, I was really emotional about this entire episode, and I cried a lot, just because I've said this before on my channel, and this is personal for me. So I experienced death in a big way because my own mom passed away about 6 years ago now. So anytime I see parents dying in TV, especially with the Flash, and obviously with this show, it resonates with me a lot because I went through that. So seeing everyone, and especially Randall going through Williams' passing in this episode, it just made it an even more emotional thing for me because I can relate to it so much. And it's seeing Randall accepting that he is William's son, and even in the short time that they were in each other's lives, that they were able to love each other as father and son. Yeah. And I'm glad that Randall and Rebecca in the present day were able to make up.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad they had that moment because they kind of dropped it for the last few months, since the break. Mm-hmm.
Well, they had the one moment of him going up to her saying I understand, but I need time. Yeah. And that was the last time we really saw them interact, because she's been around, but she hasn't really been involved with the family since then. And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel the makeup on Miguel in the present day is not good.
Yeah.
The hair, and they're trying to make his face pale, but he's obviously a tanner person, so I just feel I don't know. That's just
it almost looks to me like they just threw baby powder in his hair too.
Yeah, I mean,
called it gray.
Well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do on a budget. But I feel the show has enough of a budget.
I would think this is the number one show right now.
I know. They money should not even be an issue, especially since they just got renewed for 2 more seasons.
Maybe just next season they'll up their budget. I don't know how that works, but they do a good job with what they have, at least for the most part.
Yeah, definitely.
We've said this a lot, but it really hit me in this episode how much young Kate looks like Kate.
Yeah, we've said that the last couple of episodes because they've made that moment in time matter so much lately, because now we know that's where he dies, and so we're seeing a lot more of those of the kids at that point, and I feel like we haven't gotten enough of them parenting them at that age.
Which they'll have time to go back.
Yeah, I mean, they can always go back to it, which isn't an issue with the show. I just like, I like seeing Milo and Ventimiglia interact with them, especially with Kate in this episode, and seeing their bond that she recognized right away.
Their last conversation.
I know. Well, I wish we would have heard her say something at least on the phone.
Well, also we know he didn't really get to say goodbye to the other two.
He didn't.
Like, it was the same, like, I don't even know if they said goodbye when they got out of the car, you know?
Yeah. It's weird because, like, I wouldn't have thought that, like, I thought it would have been, like, him and Randall having more
I see Kate.
I think
they're the closest. Yeah, remember the birthday party?
True. But then there's everything else that Randall.
He's just an all-around good dad, though. Yeah. You know?
But the one person, like, obviously, like, of all of them, the one we've seen him the least with is Kevin.
But we see everyone the least with Kevin.
True. And even Rebecca.
Besides Kate.
Yeah.
And even then, we don't see it as much when they're younger. Like, they touch on it, but they don't show them like they do as adults.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe they bonded over the Jap. I don't know.
Maybe. I just want to say. I mean, I'm liking Kevin's story right now. I'm glad we finally get to know what happened after he abandoned his initial opening night to go to Randall.
Yeah.
Because that was.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I wish we could see the conversation where he's like, "Hey, sorry, I missed the opening, but let's just move it." Especially the people who bought tickets and everything.
And I think it's weird that they haven't, like, ever since the episode where he got back with so it's her name Sophie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that, like, him and Sloane haven't really, like, interacted, or they haven't shown interaction between the two of them.
Except for in the play.
Yeah.
Which I thought she was gonna say something. I thought he was gonna, like, bring up the cheating that she saw him kiss another girl again. Maybe at some point that'll come up. I see that.
But at the same time, I mean, it is acting. So
yeah, but he cheated.
No, yeah, and that's a fair point to bring up. And I'm glad that she kind of brought it up too. Like, it's not something that she's like just forgiving him for, like, right off the bat.
Yeah.
I mean, they ultimately ended up sleeping together by the end of the episode. So, but I'm really liking their relationship, because I feel like it's nice to have, like, someone steady for Kevin. Who's not
I just want it to be steady. I don't want to mess it up again. Like
too.
the play, the script, like.
Him getting that from Ron Howard. And that was actually Ron Howard, too.
I know.
But, because I just, like, recognize him so much from his voiceover, because he did the voiceover for Arrested Development. It's like every voiceover in every episode of the show was Ron Howard, because he was the showrunner for that show. So I'm like, I immediately, like, I knew it was actually, he was like, oh, come on, Randall. Like, I knew immediately that it was actually Ron Howard. But, yeah, I hope that he chooses to stay, too, especially because, like, he's just beginning to actually mend things with Sophie. I mean, yeah,
and he just said, I'm not gonna mess this up again. Yeah. Which, you know, is trigger for I'm gonna mess this up again. But
yeah.
Still.
And I think he's also coming to accept that, like New York is kind of like where he belongs to, and because of Sophie. I mean, I hope we see more of that. I mean, it sucks because we're only.
Well, you know, Kate's gonna be back in LA.
Like, yeah, they touched on that. And then obviously, you know, Kate brought up the fact that she feels guilty for Jack's death, which, I mean, I think by them saying that, obviously it's not going to be her fault for Jack's death. But
I think the point is that he's going to die while he's gone.
Yeah.
And she's only encouraged him to go. That's why she feels guilty.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can see Kate feeling guilty because he's going after her. You know, like, everybody involved is kind of... Everyone's going to feel guilty when someone dies because there's always something that you feel like you could have done differently.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like except with William, because of an illness, that's where everyone kind of was able to accept it.
If it's an unplanned death, though, you don't really...
And that's why I liked the moment between Randall and Kate outside of Randall's house in the memorial when she's like, "This should be about you," and he's like, "You should be able to express your feelings, you know," and she's like, "You shouldn't have to go through this twice." And that's for me. I think that was where I was like the most emotional, where it's like, and for Randall, he's lost both of his fathers now, so like, and he is holding them together pretty well. And I'm just worried if, like, that's gonna have some repercussions if he's bottling it up, or he was actually able to, you know.
Yeah.
Go on.
I think that the thing is going to be that he's going to regret quitting his job for a second. He's going to be like, oh my god, what did I do? And be like, have no idea what to do with himself. I'm really glad he did. I think in the end it'll be good. But he's going to have a moment where he's like, what do I do now? Yeah. What did I just do?
But I think we undersell how well Beth is in the show too.
I love her.
Me too. I think from what we've seen, I think she's a better wife than Rebecca.
Yeah.
Because even like she took it upon herself to befriend William when she didn't necessarily have to. You know, she could have been like, okay, well, I mean, he's here, but she went out of her way and like they had a bond that was different than even like Randall and Williams or William and the girls. Like she loved him too, and they became friends, and that's why like her like eulogy in the episode was for me also very emotionally powerful, and that's why I really just I think like us like as an audience we don't like talk about her as much because everyone else is like they also make it seem like every other character matters more, but she's an amazing character.
I will say the one thing we noticed in the episode was it was the first time they told us how long the tour was, and we were both saying
for Rebecca's tour.
Originally, when she asked to go to the tour, I feel like 2 weeks is not that big a deal. Had she not hidden that was a guy she dated, then Jack should have just not cared, to be honest. It's 2 weeks. Like, you can make it work. If it's her dream, you can make it work for 2 weeks.
Because I thought that it was going to be for like months.
Me too.
Yeah, because if it's just
even
2 weeks,
3 months, okay, that's a long time.
Or even like a month or more, it's fair.
I get it.
But 2 weeks, yeah, like that's just like
really.
I feel like why keep that information from us as the audience? You know, because I feel like 2 weeks is barely anything. So I feel like now
like they didn't even think about it.
They probably didn't.
Let's just say an amount of time.
Yeah, but I mean it's. And then there's just so much tension between Jack and Rebecca in the flashbacks of this episode that are just like the entire episode. I'm just like worried for what's gonna happen to Jack.
I just want them to be on good terms.
It's like shooting the camera. Yeah, I mean I want them to be on good terms too. It's just I have a feeling that he's gonna die before he gets to her. I mean,
I don't want to.
Hey, knock on wood.
Yeah, you should be.
But other than that, was there anything that stood out to you that you didn't like in that episode?
The fact that Jack's gonna die.
Well, that's something that's gonna like I don't know.
I don't know.
Anything else?
Nothing's in my control. It was a pretty solid episode.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the better episodes.
I don't really have anything. I mean, not that any were bad.
Well, it seems like the only thing really grabbed was just Toby.
Well, I just never really liked Toby.
I don't mind Toby.
I want to like him, I just don't like him and Kate. It's not him as a person. But, like, the thing about, like, nice going, not showing your penis, Kevin.
Yeah, that was a random line for him to have, and it wasn't really funny.
I get it, because, that's a play thing, but, like, it just wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to
He is kind of supposed to be, like, the comic relief. And I like his banter with Kevin. I like the two of them.
I like the two of them better than Kate and Toby.
So that's what, like, if...
And I like Kate. So
and so like ultimately, if Toby and Kate don't work out, but they keep Toby in the show, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I don't mind him. I like him. I think he's a good actor.
It's the two of them together.
The way they've, and I think they could be good together, but the way they've done their relationship so far, I'm not down for it.
And she's still wearing the engagement ring.
Yeah, that I don't understand. About that.
Well, there's a lot of engagement stuff over the 2 episodes of the shows we've watched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've watched you. But
I'll get me started on that.
She watched tonight's episode of The Flash with me, so I'll go more into that once I shoot that review. But is there anything else that you might have wanted to bring up at all, or was that pretty much it?
I think we're good until next week, and we're probably going to be a mess because
Yep.
It's the finale, and Jack's going to die.
I'm not ready.
And I don't think anyone in America is ready.
Yeah, no, this is the best show on TV right now. This is like
I'm sorry.
Okay, that I watch.
Grey's Anatomy, I just want to acknowledge, but this is a great show.
Okay, I've seen Grey's Anatomy for a few episodes, and it's a really well done show. I just don't watch it consistently enough to be able to have a thorough opinion on it. Like, okay, I didn't meet some of the cast, so I can't really complain. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean,
they're there.
Yeah, other than what we've all brought up, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This was a really emotional and great episode, and I feel like there has been an episode of this show that I haven't liked. And
I agree.
For me, it's almost like nearly impossible to have a show that has consistently great episodes. Not even just good, but great episodes. So for me, it's gonna be hard to not have This Is Us week after week.
It's gonna be a long.
It's gonna be I know.
I didn't even think about it. It's ending in March.
I know.
That's really early. I know it was the first season, but it's not coming back until September.
But they renewed it for 2 more 18-episode seasons, so they're doing the same thing.
So it's not gonna come back till like September, unless they're gonna do like mid.
I doubt
year premieres.
I doubt it. Yeah, I know. Because this has quickly become.
Grey's Anatomy's 24. I just want to point that out. It's a great show. I love This Is Us. Mandy Moore was also on Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, yeah, I remember you told me that. Yeah. And My Love and Amelia was on Heroes, which the first season was. I've said it before. The first season was great.
We really went off track.
We really.
We're not ready for the finale.
We're really not. That's the bottom line. Is we're not ready for Jack to die. But yeah, I think with that being said, that's going to be it from us. So what did you guys think of this episode? Obviously, we loved it. There's a lot we had to talk about. What do you guys want to talk about? Sign your thoughts in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for all the other content I put up on my channel. Is there anything you want to say to the audience as a goodbye? Or
I was just going to do your little thing.
My little salute. Yeah, so that's going to be it from us. So until next time, guys, have a good one.